Hi, welcome back to my channel. If there's one thing everyone on the internet loves, it's couples. There are definitely people who will just shit on couples online because they're single and they are jealous. But the influencers who make being a couple their brand identity, it never tends to go well. The other group of people that are universally loved online are entrepreneurs. You know, people who 90% of their actions are in order to make money and to maximize the money that they can make. But also there's that 10% that needs external validation. Don't worry, I need it too, clearly. But there's that 10% that needs external validation, so they can't just be concerned with making as much money as possible. They have to make as much money as possible and also be in front of the camera and talking about how they're so cool because they make so much money. And oftentimes going really deep into that entrepreneurship rabbit hole leads you to the right-wing politics side of things, because let's be honest, online spaces are constantly pushing you towards the right-wing politics side of things. I'm not saying all business owners are part of the alt-right. Like, that's just not true. There's definitely people who want to own restaurants who are not fascists. But definitely there is an air of general conservatism around the online entrepreneur space. I think that's fair to say. I don't even need to say that I think that that's fair to say, because obviously I think it's fair to say. I'm the one who fucking said it. So what if you took couples and entrepreneurs, two universally beloved groups, and put them together to make a super group? That's what we're talking about today. Do you remember how it felt when you and your spouse first got together? I don't. The passion, the excitement, the unity, and what about when the two of you first went into business together? Again, don't. The possibilities seemed endless. I feel like if you want endless possibilities in life, you need a wide circle of people in it. So when you have your job and your marriage be like intertwined, it doesn't seem like that leads to endless possibilities. It seems like that leads to you spending a lot of time with your spouse. That's not a bad thing. It just doesn't seem like endless possibilities. Somewhere along the line, you lost that spark. This isn't like a perhaps. This is a definite. If you and your spouse work together, at some point, you're gonna fucking hate each other. We know this. Somewhere along the line, you lost that spark for each other, for the work, but we're here to help you get it back. You can have adventure, freedom, and intimacy, especially with a thriving business. Let us show you how. Okay. Are you tired of life happening to you? Between the kids, the business, and life in general, you and your spouse feel lost in a sea of drudgery. This is true. This is exactly how I feel. It seems like your entire lives revolve around work, but kind of like if you worked at a company and it was you and one other person, and that person was also your wife, I feel like already I talk about work too much. It's something that I wish that I talked about less, and I wish that I had enough other things going on in my life to be able to talk about other things. So imagine if the person who you're married to is also your coworker. Of course, your entire life revolves around work. Work is so intertwined into your life. You've built your life around work and your spouse. And the freedom you expected when you embarked on this business owner lifestyle together is nowhere to be found. Instead, life is characterized by overwhelm, division, and misaligned priorities. And every day you both wonder, how did it come to this? We're ready for a change. Oh, okay. So that's just for me to give them my email address? No thanks. Married for 30 years and in business together for 28, Richard and Laura have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly side of couplepreneurship. Mostly, I just hate that word. Couplepreneurship. That's not anything. That's not real at all. They know firsthand how hard it can be to raise a family and grow a business at the same time, and how important, yet challenging, it is to prioritize your relationship through it all. That's another thing. If you're trying to raise a family and grow a business, that's a lot of time. Kids take a lot of time. I know, I was one. Within 5 years of working together, the two hated each other. And before long, they lost the business and nearly lost their marriage. All it took was 5 years, and they nearly broke their own lives. But now they're here to teach you how to not do that. Then they decided to get intentional about building the life they actually wanted. Oh, okay. So before they were just fucking around. Before they were like, I don't know, I guess I'll own a business and I guess I'll be married to this person. I don't care. And through counseling and rededication of their lives to Christ. There it is. There's the conservatism coming out. They found the passion, unity, and adventure they had been looking for. That's why we've made it our mission to be the mentors we wish we had all those years ago. It's our own little way of being the change we wish to see in the world. We love to see the magnetism and power that arises when couples start by defining what they want their lives to look like, then work on those goals together. There's so much talk about like defining what your goals are. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you're at the point where you're also considering going into business with that person, you definitely need to define some goals. Otherwise, that's just too much to be doing with one person and nobody's at the wheel. So then there's also this thing called the Couplepreneur Life, where you got to get on the wait list for it. That has a lot of resources and proven principles. And like you'll get to talk to experts in certain fields, but also twice a year, you'll get to join us for an exclusive luxury retreat focused on helping you reconnect and revitalize your relationship. Thanks to our exotic locations and international schedules, these retreats breathe life into our members' marriages and businesses alike. You're telling me one secret way to get better at marriage is to go on vacations? Sorry, exclusive luxury vacations twice a year to exotic locations internationally? You're telling me doing that twice a year is good for a relationship? Well, why doesn't everyone just do that? Yeah, like they're going to the first week of November. You cover airfare and the hotel. Oh. The rest is included in your membership. All I have to do is pay for a flight to Mexico, flight back, and a hotel for however many nights we're gonna be there. No wonder they've helped over 100 couples who are in business. The amount of money you need just as a barrier of entry. I could not afford to take a week off of work to spend, I don't know, an undisclosed amount of time in a foreign country, no matter where it is. And their coming soon also includes a podcast launching in September of 2022. So this definitely is old and has not been updated. But here's the reason I want to talk about this. Couplepreneur Con. This live virtual event will offer workshops and presentations focused on all the topics most relevant to your marriage and business, with keynote speaker Ed Millett and a whole host of others. This is the most valuable virtual event you'll attend all year. Oh yeah, look at this low-res photo. Join us on January 27th, virtually or in Raleigh, North Carolina in person. I will not be joining them in Raleigh, North Carolina in person, I promise. There's never been an event like this for couplepreneurs until now. Okay, so yeah, it's not an annual event. This is the first one they're doing, and they hope it'll become annual. You can't claim the first one is an annual event. It's the first time. Okay, let's see who's taking the stage. Candy Valentino, founder, author, investor, and philanthropist. I love on her LinkedIn page that she was the president of Powerful Business Group, LLC. I was a little nervous you were lying to me, but then you said LLC. And obviously, you couldn't have made that up. This guy, Ed Millett, is a peak performance expert. Okay. As a speaker, certified life coach, and best-selling author, Pete and his wife started Good Vibes Management. Why do none of these people sound like they worked at real companies? Every single one of these sounds fake. Oh, Catherine Gordon, where did she work? Okay. Oh, I thought it said she was the host of The Real Podcast. And I was like, there's no way. There's no way she's a host of a podcast called The Real Podcast. But it's the Catherine for real. Catherine calls it like she sees it. Shout out Birdie J. And loves giving real relationship advice as well as tips to get better in all facets of life. Attend the next Couplepreneur Con event virtually or in person on January 27, 2023 in Raleigh, North Carolina. For the virtual free ticket, you get to see it and you get a workbook. A virtual premiere for $97, you get the ticket and the workbook, and you get 1 month free club couplepreneur private community. I don't know that it's free, seeing as you spent $97 to get it. Post-event Q&A session with Richard and Laura, those are the two people behind it, and virtual access to event recordings. I mean, I can do that for free. With my free ticket, I can give myself virtual access to event recordings. Live and in person, for $700, you get 2 live access tickets, the workbook, guest speaker books, post-event meet and greet, 1 free month. Again, I don't think it's free if you're spending $700. Post-event Q&A and virtual access to... Okay. You are welcome to come to Couplepreneur Con on your own. Afterward, it may also be beneficial to become a Couplepreneur Life member so you can start working on the foundations of your relationship, and maybe by the next Couplepreneur Con, they'll be ready to tag along. Learn more about purchasing a single ticket here. And it's just the billing information. Got it. But that's also so shady. It's like, I guess you could come all by yourself, but don't you want to spend an extra $300 and have your spouse come too? Come on, both of you need to hear all of this information. All right, grab my seat, put in my information. You've been successfully registered. Thanks for making the decision to join us. Details regarding your registration and updates on the event will be sent to your email address. Offers below, only available for a limited time. Upgrade to a premiere ticket for $97 and gain access to the entire bundle. Are you missing savings? I could be saving $97 if I didn't do any of this. Hold on. Club Couplepreneur Private Community. One of like the 2 things that you get if you buy the $97 ticket. Immediately following our event, you will gain access for 1 month to our private club couplepreneur community. This is where This is where we can interface with our exciting community, access, or maybe this is where you can. I don't know. They didn't write a fucking word in there. This is where we can interface with our exciting community, gain bonus couplepreneur life podcast content, and get a daily motivational message from Richard and Laura for $79 a month. Sure, you get like the live Q&A, but for $100, that's putting a lot of value on the questions that people are going to ask. And the virtual recordings, you just record on your computer. This benefit alone would cost you $79 a month, and it's included in an upgrade ticket price of $97. The main reason why you would upgrade your ticket is less than the cost to upgrade your ticket. So I don't see why you would do anything other than just buy a month of the club couplepreneur private community. I don't see a point to doing anything other than that. CouplepreneurCon begins in 19 days, 8 hours, 27 minutes, and 40 seconds. All right, let me put it on the calendar. 11 to 5. Save the date. Friday, January 27th. 11 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. Those are 2 different times. Yeah, I can't wait for somebody to waking up, oh, so early, get the crust out my eyes so I can go to this event. They open up their computer and they're ready to go. And it says event starting in 1 hour. This whole website seems so half-assed. The only things you can do once you're on this landing page following getting your tickets are upgrade your tickets or add the event to your Google Calendar. You can't get back to the rest of the website, not even by clicking on the logo. Oh, their website is like literally just this page. Oh, okay. Why'd they pick this photo? They could have cropped it and used less of it. I don't know why they had to make themselves look all squished. To put a date on this, it's 3:37 p.m. on Saturday the 7th. So I will see you again in just under 3 weeks. It's finally here. It is now January 27th. And I'm about to start attending CouplepreneurCon. I've got everything set up. I'm on their website. Got my notebook ready to learn how to be a couplepreneur. I've got Zoom set up. There is a video on the welcome dashboard, so I'm going to watch that, see what today's going to be all about.
Being a couplepreneur is a...
It's like if they took those Jake Paul Edfluence videos and instead of making them predatory towards children, they are predatory towards adults, which isn't as bad, but it's still not great. It says if I upgrade to VIP Virtual today, I will get amazing bonuses, and one of those bonuses is an event workbook. And I thought that I was getting an event workbook just by signing up for a free ticket, but I guess not. I guess that's behind a paywall now, which I'm not paying. I'm not paying them. I realized very quickly on the day that this was a 6-hour-long conference and my battery was going to die, but don't worry. Where's my little notebook? But don't worry, I took extensive notes. I feel like this goes without saying, but please don't go and harass these people. I'm gonna make jokes about their conference, don't worry, but let's keep it all here on my video and not take it anywhere else. Before we get into the conference, one of the selling points for the VIP virtual ticket was a motivational email every day from Richard and Laura. Even without that, in the lead up to CouplepreneurCon, I received several emails from them. 24 to be exact. Nearly all of them had some sort of inspiring message about how signing up for this Zoom call was a brave, bold choice that would radically alter the trajectory of my entire life, but also that I should give them money, because of course I should give them money. Here's to courageously building a freedom lifestyle your marriage together. And your business? Of course you are. Walked down the aisle together. That's why you're attending CouplepreneurCon. Why aren't you living your best lives together? Give us $97. God! Unsurprisingly, one of those emails was a confirmation email. Pretty standard stuff. But at 2 separate points in that email, it says, call or email us at the number below. And it doesn't matter how far down you scroll. There is no number to call, nor is there a number to email. The other thing missing from the confirmation email, the date of the conference, which you think would be the most important piece of information if you want people to attend. There are buttons so you can add it to your Google Calendar or your Outlook calendar, but I don't use any digital calendars. I use a whiteboard. There's no button for that. The other thing they mentioned in the email a lot is their podcast and clips from their podcast and how you should listen to their podcast. And I barely have time to make my own podcast. What makes you think I have time for yours? Our last episode is us talking about how we're back. And it's from December of last year. On the day of the conference, they kept sending me emails being like, hey, it's happening now. The conference is now. You can be in the conference now. It's happening now. As if it wasn't already on the whiteboard calendar. I'm guessing that a lot more people signed up for the conference than actually were attending, which you should have expected with a free virtual ticket. If it costs nothing to gain access, you shouldn't be surprised when some of the people who get that access don't actually really want it. But it was finally time for CouplePreneurCon 2023. The timer had wound down.
Welcome to the Couplepreneur Life.
The timer had wound down, the stage was set, and out walks somebody who I don't know who they are.
All right, Couplepreneur 2023. Yeah? You guys have come in from all over the country, which I greatly appreciate.
Now, they never pulled back from the stage, so I couldn't really see how many people were attending in person. I imagine it was about a hotel ballroom's worth.
I also want you guys to help me welcome our virtual audience, which is countless people. We're talking well over 1,000 people that are going to be attending us live.
But because they ran the virtual part over Zoom, I could very easily tell how many people were in the virtual audience. There were 13 of us, an uncountable number to be sure. As the day went on, I saw it climb up to 43. It might have even gone higher than that. But I just don't know that that's a countless number. I actually do know because I didn't realize there was a number of attendees at the bottom, so I was counting all of the squares at the top. And I counted 43 of them. The first talk was from the Couplepreneur lifestyle founders themselves, Richard and Laura.
Wow, we love it, we love it. Whoop. Whoa.
Remember when I said the website was so half-assed? From the website, the emails, the way they kept asking me for money, the fact that this was in Raleigh, North Carolina, no offense, but I don't think of Raleigh as the entertainment capital of the world. There's not going to be all the technical people needed for something like this.
I guess I have the loud voice. We got it, we got it. Sweetheart.
That's not me.
Look at all these beautiful couplepreneurs.
Hold on a
All right,
second.
we're working on it. Hey, we're not going to let Satan take our joy here. Just hang with it.
I should have known that this was going to be haphazardly thrown together, but it still took me a little bit by surprise. I want to know what their rehearsal looked like, if they did a rehearsal at all. Or maybe they just did a mic check, but I don't think so because it takes so long for the mics to start working.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's time for that dance.
No.
All right. Oh, it's great seeing everyone here. Well, we've been married, what, about 30 years?
Mm-hmm.
And we've done everything together
Yes.
for like 24/7. We're
Yes.
always together. In fact, if we go someplace without each other, they say, it's always, well, where's Laura? If she goes somewhere, where's Richard? We're always together.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing we've never done together,
Oh, no.
we've never gone to the bathroom together.
Until now. Bring out the toilets.
We have no slides right now, so he is riffing.
Okay. We're excited to talk about your marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. More specifically about having a great marriage, because unfortunately, a lot of people don't have a great marriage.
And I'm one of them. Not because I have a bad one, just don't have one at all. But that's why I'm here, to learn, to find someone who does have that bad marriage, keep in contact with them, spend many, many late nights tossing and turning with them in my head, write each other letters back and forth. Yes, not texts. We'll still text, but like we're writing each other pen and paper. We'll even use quills if we have to. Eventually we elope, have 3 great years together until she leaves me for an even younger, lankier man. It's the circle of life. It's clear that these two do have a great marriage because of how horny for his wife Richard is.
Started hanging around each other, outside of the workplace. And that work relationship turned into a friendship. And then the friendship turned into lust. I mean, love.
Now, when I say romance, men, I know you're thinking whipped cream, chocolate covered strawberries, and candle wax.
Yeah, baby.
We were friends before we got married, and we really liked a lot of the same things like movies, country music, no judging, and sex. Sex was amazing.
Yes.
Like really amazing.
My favorite, ignite the passion. Sex. Yeah, we go there too.
Sex? Can I say sex?
And that's great. I love to see that love is real and that these two are in it and trying to share that message in a realistic way.
Couplepreneurs, you guys really are the glue that holds society together.
I'm sorry. Couplepreneurs are the glue that holds society together? What about compassion or agriculture? I think the Wendy's $5 biggie bag is doing a better job of keeping things together right now than couplepreneurs. And am I the problem for going to a conference for entrepreneurial couples when I'm a single boy just trying to make art on YouTube and in theater? I'm not Ryan Reynolds. I'm not a business mogul who owns so many things, including the cell phone plan that I use. Does anyone own my cell phone plan? And at what point are we going to stop calling them cell phones? Because who has a home phone in Joe Brandon's America? Oh well, at least I'll always have you, M&M store mascots. And nothing could ever change that. Alright, let's do more Couplepreneur Con. On to the next speaker.
People will never rise above their own opinion themselves. This law, by the way, mirrors the first law of relationships, which is someone cannot love you more than you love yourself.
Every cool pastor giving a TED Talk.
I've gone by a lot of different titles in my life. Some people call me a pastor.
That one isn't even a joke. It's just an accurate assessment based on his employment history.
How will I create the world today?
I feel like this is his impression of God on the first day. And honestly, it's pretty good.
My wife never listens to me. My kids don't respect me. You know, the economy is terrible.
Honestly, same. That's why I'm here.
I hope this is the year that you'll discover that every last thing in your life, everything in your life that you want will come with so much more ease if you just change the story that you've been telling yourself all along. That's the goal.
So things are running less than smoothly, but we've already gotten through 2 full speakers. Surely on this third one, we'll turn things around.
Couplepreneurs! Get up to your feet! Come on!
Surely the 4th speaker is where they turn things around.
Who's ready for part 2 today?
The 3rd speaker actually engaged with the virtual audience way more than anyone else, which I thought was nice. But when she said,
Everyone at home, you playing full out? Drop full out in the chat if you're at home watching us.
so many people wrote Fallout in the chat, so it seems like the audience was equally unprepared for this day.
Is this too heavy for, what is today, Thursday afternoon? Are we okay? Is everyone still with me?
It was a Friday.
So whatever it is for you, I want, after your 2 days here together, to get really clear and to remember this one thing.
Also, it was just one day. It was just one Friday. That was the whole conference. I guess in her head it was a Wednesday, Thursday conference, but it was not.
This event won't change your life.
Trust me, I'm well aware. Then they did some backstage interviews through Zoom.
We're about to transition to our virtual audience, or our virtual presentation, I should say. Jeremy, are you guys ready? Hello?
Hey, Stephen, we are ready to rock and roll.
Oh, there you are. Hey, man. All right, cool beans.
Technology is working. We always love that.
All right, buddy. Well, enjoy the conversation, and you guys have a great time.
All right, brother. Thank you for the handout.
It's genuinely a little impressive how this all falls apart. So he turns off the mic, and then he's saying something to the crew or the people in person. I don't know. But once we've been lingering on this shot for too long, and we know we're supposed to be backstage, that's when he heads off. And we follow him off stage and then stare at the wing for way too long. And we keep looking at it for way too long until we cut to a shot of the logo. And we stay here for a full minute.
So I was watching a Zoom of a Zoom, and that was pretty fun. I could see chat messages popping up in the Zoom, and I couldn't read past the preview of those messages, but I really wanted to. The next speaker talked about health and wellness and used a lot of medical jargon that was just too much for my brain to handle 4 hours in. But my two big takeaways were flu season, that's not real.
Flu season is not a thing. It just exists because we haven't fully looked after ourselves in the way to operate at our peak potential.
Which is a take. And I've been calling a TV show by the wrong thing all along.
This is an EKG. Okay, an EKG, we see this on Greg's Anatomy.
That's why the show's set in Seattle, because the sky's always Greg. The fifth speaker talked about intimacy, because this is couplepreneur-con, so having sex with your coworkers isn't just encouraged. It's required. At least she claimed she would talk about sex. Other than a few mentions of physical touch as a love language, sex was largely absent from her talk.
I bet you want to just jump right into talking about sex. Well, hold on. For me, it's super important to have physical touch. That's something that's important to me.
She did have my favorite line of the night.
The grass isn't greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it.
Tell me she's wrong. I fucking dare you to tell me she's wrong. You can't. I think part of the issue is people already have a tough time talking about sex and intimacy. For a lot of conservative Christians, sex is a sin and taboo and not something that you should discuss or ever do until you're married, at which point you should be great at it and have it as often as possible. The world must be peopled. And on top of that, a corporate conference where we've been talking about business strategies for 4 hours. It's kind of a weird place to talk about sex. There's no easy transition from 4 different types of passive income to orgasm. So I don't blame Catherine, for real. She was dealt kind of a weird hand and then told to use that weird hand to make someone come.
You guys, what do you think? Has this been a good day?
No. No, it is not. The final speaker of the night was fascinating to me. Mostly because of his ability to jump from topic to topic like some kind of business frog.
I've been happy when I was poor and I've been happy when I was rich. I recommend Happy Rich all day long. The reticular activating system in your brain. In this book I wrote right there called The Power of One More, the #1 book in the world, nonfiction this year. Read it. Chrysler LeBaron, and they weld onto it a Mercedes body. What's the #1 selling meal at McDonald's called? Say a Happy Meal. My sister has the hots for you, man. We love your work. I listen to your show all the time.
He also was the only one to bring up The Matrix.
I call it The Matrix.
All he needs is a severe pineapple allergy, and he's Dave Bautista in Glass Onion. And I think he'd see that as a compliment. I cannot tell you how hard I laughed at this next clip when it happened in real time. I was tired. I was losing my mind hearing everyone talk about how to gain freedom by becoming a money mover just like them. Honestly, I was just ready for the conference to be over so I could stream Freddy Fish. And in comes this glorious clip. I have not edited it in any way. This is exactly what I saw on the live stream.
Let me show you something about my son. Can you pull my son up? This is my son, Max.
It's beauty. It's grace. It's the wrong aspect ratio, but who cares? I needed this. I needed this so badly. Seeing a squished down man like that, I was reinvigorated. We finished the talk strong, with him saying he was impressed that his grandpa and father had the same name.
I found the dude who helped my dad get sober. And guess what? His name's also Ed. So is my dad's name Ed. So is my grandfather's name Ed. And the man who changed my dad's life's name is Ed.
It's also his name, so I don't know how that happened.
He is that guy. You know, when you get to meet him, I mean, he is that intense.
Yes, he's intense.
He's a little over.
He was only supposed to be about a 15-minute talk, but...
Right.
He talked for an hour and 15 minutes. And he was calling in to the Zoom. They could have cut him off at any moment. And somehow, they were still on time.
But he just kept going.
He just keeps going.
Okay, but we're still on time here.
That's just beautiful planning right there. Schedule in an hour of dead space so that someone can ramble for that long, and we're still on track.
Just a reminder to our VIP
ticket holders.
Virtual ticket holders. Don't forget to join us. Mark your calendar for, what is it, Monday?
Monday, February 6th.
All right, for the open Q&A.
But that's only for virtual VIPs. Surely I didn't get an email 3 days later telling me that I was invited to the VIP Q&A. I did. I did get that email 3 days later. I did not join. I did not go to this Q&A. Also, the email said it was on Friday, February 6th. And that just isn't a day this year. If Richard and Laura want to hire me to be their proofreader, I will gladly join the couplepreneur lifestyle on 2 conditions. 1, I'm not married. And that's just something you're going to have to live with, all right? And 2, I will not move to Florida from New York. I can get a great Cuban sandwich up here just fine. If you want to hire me just to give everything the once over, I'd be happy to do it. You have my email. But now, other than that 1 month of the Couplepreneur Lifestyle Club, I got everything on the VIP ticket. I got it all without giving them money. So I feel bad for anyone who shelled out the $100 they were asking for.
Virtual audience, we are signing off. Much love, peace. Couplepreneur Con. Thank you. All right. As we're wrapping things up, you guys in the live audience, we can't thank you guys enough for being part of this event. Much love. Peace.
Rock on. And just like that, it was over. Not with a bang, but with an empty stage and then some music. And then some different music. And a swift boot from the Zoom room, and I had my life back. This isn't a new observation, but it's always funny to me when people have self-fulfilling jobs like this. You know how some people sell courses on their secrets to get rich when they got rich by selling courses on their secrets to get rich? Richard and Laura are a couple who are entrepreneurs, whose business is about being a couple who are entrepreneurs, helping other couples who are entrepreneurs. It's a very self-fulfilling cycle. Talk about job security. You know your business partner's not going to ditch you and bring in somebody new. Then they'd have to dissolve a very large financial asset in the middle of a divorce. And during tax season, forget about it. It took several years off my life sitting through this conference, mostly because I disagree with their worldviews so fundamentally. It's pretty clear that in their eyes, the worst thing that could ever happen to them is they return to being a member of the working class. That's any capitalist's nightmare. To have to actually do work to afford food and shelter and basic necessities instead of hoarding the means of production and those basic necessities so you can generate passive income, which is just stealing money from other people. That's all it is. Why actually provide value to society when you could own several rental properties? They also talk about their lives and the lives of people around them in such transactional ways. You know, every relationship is about maximizing value and getting as much as you can out of other people while giving away as little of yourself as possible. Maybe it's the actor in me, but you have to give if you want to get. And the more you give, the more open you are to receiving. Giving is the only way to build chemistry or a relationship or a good scene or a great life. How many friends do you have where you're like, you know what I really like about them? They take a lot. And with the whole, you were chosen for this, this is your purpose in life.
You know, do you ever feel different? You ever feel a little weird? Well, it's because you are. All right? If you consider this stat that only 4% of the world's population even has the entrepreneurial bent.
We were made unique. We were made in the image of our Creator, and that image is not mediocre. That image of greatness.
You were born to do something great with your life. You were.
I don't know, a bunch of rich white people patting themselves on the back for being a rich white people and adding undertones of the divine to it seems a little masturbatory to me. And Catherine didn't cover self-pleasure in her talk, so I don't know if that's okay. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, and you wouldn't mind leaving a like or subscribing, I'd really appreciate that. I've started streaming on Twitch, and that's been really fun. Right now, Monday and Friday is my schedule, just because I got work and other stuff going on. It's been really fun, so if you're interested, check it out. I usually will tweet or put a community post when I'm about to go live. In the email that links to the Q&A, at the end it says, P.S. I'll be back in your inbox soon with more event details very soon. So if anything crazy happens soon and occurs soon, I'll let you guys know. Again, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
I'm not a speaker. I'm here speaking to you today